Warpugs, we're looking at something from Captain Wombat today. This is Hanz, and this was made by Janovich. Now, Janovich, I am looking forward to seeing his Deathcore of Krieg. I'm looking forward to seeing legitimately everything he's been up to. The animated Siege of Rax videos, I want to check those out. There's so much of his I want to see. But for today, we're going to be checking out Hanz. Now, this was requested by Captain Wombat. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I'm mentioning it again just in case. Hanz is most definitely going to be my favorite Deathcore trooper going forward, just because I said so. Let's go.
Hello everyone, I serve with the infantry
Yes.
of the 362nd Regiment of the Deathcore. My number is 310463215.
Nice.
But since we're here, you can call me Hanz.
Hey, Hanz.
I was born in a Vita womb in the 41st millennium.
Oh, look at the little baby Hanz.
A really long time ago, my home planet used to be a thriving, rich hive world in the Segmentum Tempestus. But it has since become a death world.
Oh.
It is called Krieg.
Krieg.
And I guess I should give you a bit of background information first.
Let's do that.
Well, apparently some heretical council of governing autocrat fucks that we are definitely not going to do the honor of calling by name here,
Okay.
were complaining about taxes or something stupid along the line.
Yeah. This is legitimate.
They were so greedy and spineless that they chose to forsake their glorious duty to the emperor so they could get even richer. And of all possible days, these heretical shits chose to start a stupid rebellion
On the day of the feast of the Emperor's Ascension.
on the day of the emperor's ascension. That the exact day we celebrate the emperor's ascending to his golden throne? Yes, that one. And the inhabitants of Krieg brought eternal shame upon them when they betrayed the emperor on his favorite day.
This is akin to pissing on your cornflakes on your birthday.
Anyway, upon the whole of Krieg, in the city of Ferrograd, there was still one real hero with character left, and his glorious name was Jurten.
Yes.
As soon as he heard of the insurrection,
Colonel Jurten.
he just straight up shot his own traitorous governor in the face. What?
Yeah, the governor was sitting there trying to flip back and forth if he was going to join the rebels or stay with the loyalists. Join the rebels or stay with the loyalists. Jurten made the decision for him.
The badass. And then, without even thinking twice, and with a righteous fury, he smashed the launch button to send a whole lot of nukes all over the planet of Krieg.
Yay!
You know those forbidden illegal weapons? Yes, those. Well, that did teach those traitors not to mess around. Unfortunately, instead of being annihilated in the firestorm, many traitors had managed to flee into underground bunkers. Now it was on the remaining loyal Kriegsmen to finish the job and rid Krieg of traitors.
Yes.
We had to dig them out with our bare hands.
Oh.
And, well, a few centuries of civil war later, we finally did it.
Much fighting.
We could finally announce our victory to the Imperium and were once again ready to do our duty. And you know what? The Emperor was very happy to hear it.
Yay!
They immediately asked that Krieg send their best and brightest troops to continue the fight for the Imperium across the stars. Because all those centuries of fighting in a nuclear wasteland made the fighting men and women of Krieg into the strong, disciplined, bestest soldiers that we are today.
Yes!
And that's kinda where my story begins.
Hey, Hanz.
Well, not yet exactly.
Oh.
Because to keep up the supply of our brave soldiers, Krieg was granted these amazingly comfy Vita booms that I was birthed in. It seemed the Emperor really wanted a lot more of these badasses to save the galaxy.
Comfy, I wouldn't really say that. Vita wounds are borderline heresy.
And then I was finally born and immediately welcomed into the Deathcore of Krieg.
Yay!
I was given this really nice uniform and a cool gas mask. Oh, and also this helmet. And a shovel.
Yay!
And then they trained me to become the best soldier in the Imperium.
The shovel is the greatest weapon in the Imperium, my man.
Well, I had to dig a lot of deep comfy trenches, march thousands of kilometers through the muddy wastelands of Krieg. Hey, I almost drowned in the mud several times, but there was always a Lehman Russ around to drag me out. And did I tell you that the Emperor trusts us so much now that the Death Corps is one of the few Imperial Guard regiments that is allowed to use combined armed forces?
Oh.
That means that one day I can become a Lehman Russ driver.
Yay.
Or maybe join the artillery and fire an Earthshaker.
Yes.
Or even ride a horse wearing ceremonial body armor. Pretty cool, eh?
Oh.
I must say, my Lucius Pattern Las rifle packs quite the punch.
Yes.
It can blow open a traitor's skull with a single shot. But when my battery pack runs out, I can always rely on my bayonet and trusty shovel. I can't really remember the last time I've taken my gas mask off either, because they always send us to really amazing planets that are constantly emerging in toxic gases or other
Yeah.
kinds of fumes. And if that's not the case, then we deploy lots of poison gas ourselves, so we can feel right at home. Because a beautiful green atmosphere really reminds me of my home planet Krieg.
Yes, and home is where the heart is. And if your heart just got blown out of your chest and is now laying on the ground, well, you're home.
But to be honest, as long as we can fight for the Emperor, I don't really mind where he sends me to. Right now, I am deployed on this planet called Vrax. Oh boy, I've already made lots of fun memories of this place. Of course, we have lots of trenches and the usual frontal human wave attacks. But unlike most battles, on Vrax time we are also digging countless of really long underground tunnels, and sometimes even do sneaky night attacks
Yay.
and spook these treacherous defenders. I mean, they're basically a bunch of useless militia, but it's always fun to tease them a little before stabbing them with my bayonet. They seem to be really good sports about the whole affair. And then there's this never-ending rain. Oh, there is nothing like waiting in your trench before a bayonet charge and having the sound of rain dripping on your helmet, so
Yay.
loud you almost can't hear the whistle.
Yay.
But best of all on Vrax is the consistency of the mud. You know, it's that really good sloppy mud, and at the very least sucks you into your knees at every step. I've never experienced better mud than on Vrax. It's like walking through a literal liquid sea of shit. And when you're stationed on the east front, you never know if the thing pulling down on your ankles is a piece of barbed wire or a nurgling. We don't have that on Krieg, you know. It's nice to experience something new and exciting once in a while.
Yes, very nice.
At the start, they told us the siege was going to be over within 11 years. But we're having such a blast that the Emperor decided to extend our stay. When I heard the great news, I really felt a sudden sensation of joy crawl over me. The sound of never-ending bombardment suddenly was like music in my ears. Shell after shell of explosive retribution smashing into the front lines of
Yes.
those heretics who would betray my Emperor.
Yes.
Just like those long-forgotten traitors on Krieg so long ago.
Yes.
This is what I live for, and
Yes!
this is what I will die for. It was then and there that I could no longer control myself. I jumped out of my trench, not to charge at the enemy this time, but simply to dance. I started dancing
This is the guy from the trailer. I love it.
in no man's land to the sound of the artillery. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom.
The sound of coming doom. It was the most wonderful experience. Maybe a spiritual experience even. I don't think I ever want to leave this place. It is here on Vrax we have our greatest opportunity for redemption from the Emperor. To finally gain forgiveness for the sins of our ancestors. Every day here on Vrax, I can feel the Emperor smile upon me.
Ah, yay. It's a touching story. Excuse me for sneezing. Guys, Hanz is quite literally one of the finest examples of our glorious Kriegsmen that you will ever find. Hanz, I salute you, my friend. Okay, in all honesty, Kriegsmen are crazy, alright? The Vita birthing tubes are nightmares in and of themselves. They're just horror shows. On top of that, you have the Kriegsmen themselves, who are nightmares in horror shows. And then you have Vrax, which is... It's Vrax. Oh my god, there's so much. I definitely am going to be checking this. Like, okay, so the thing about it is, I'm going to have to watch this as a series. The death, Janovich, his series on Krieg. I'm gonna have to watch that. Some people have combined the videos together. I think he has as well, but I'm gonna have to watch it as a series because I'm not gonna be able to sit throughout the whole thing. It's too much. Vrax is a huge war. And the thing about it is, it's actually a small war at the same time. Millions of troops engaging a single city. It is one of those wars that once you get into 40K, you hear about it constantly. And the thing about it is, it's not even a major crusade. It's not a major engagement, comparatively. But it is that one war that shows how utterly batshit insane Kriegsguardsmen are. And guys, I love the Kriegsguardsmen. They're one of my favorite regiments. All of Janovich's regiments. Links are going to be in the description down below. I'm a moron. Right next to my own. Guys, subscribe if you have not already, okay? Subscribe if you have not already. And definitely leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Go and subscribe to Jano as well. Because, for the love of God, the man earns every bit of it. And until next time, guys, just remember, boom, 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 boom brings your doom doom. I should not have done that. I regret that. I was cringe.